Hi there. It's January 29th and time for Proverbs 29. Let's see what we can find out today. Let's make this guy a little bigger, shall we? Go. Okay. Let's open it in our NIV here just so we can be ready. He who is often reproved yet stiffens his neck will suddenly be broken beyond healing. It says that same thing in here. Will suddenly be destroyed without remedy. Remain stiff-necked after many rebukes. Yeah. People that never listen are going to fall. There you go. When the righteous increase, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people groan. A lot of people are groaning now, huh? That's for sure. He who loves wisdom makes his father glad, but a companion of prostitutes squanders his wealth. Remind you of anybody? I'm just going to leave that alone, right? By justice a king builds up the land, but he who exacts gifts tears it down. Exacts gifts. Taxes heavily. I wonder how they got exacts gifts from taxes heavily. What's that say over here in the NIV? By justice a king gives a country stability, but one who is greedy for bribes tears it down. Right. What's going on right now? The country is being torn down on purpose. Okay, it's not an accident. Verse 5. A man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. Right. Be nice to your neighbors and do good stuff for them, and when you fall, they will catch you. Smart advice. 6. An evil man is ensnared in his transgression, but a righteous man sings and rejoices. Gotcha. Sings and rejoices. A righteous man knows the rights of the poor. A wicked man does not understand such knowledge. Right. Right. We're just going to highlight that because I like that. Scoffers set a city aflame, but the wise truth turn away wrath. What happened here a couple of years ago? Just that. Scoffers set the cities aflame. 9. If a wise man has an argument with a fool, the fool only rages and laughs, and there is no quiet. Right. Don't argue with fools. Don't do any good. Bloodthirsty men hate one who is blameless and seek the life of the upright. Remind you of people now, huh? Seek the life of the upright. We'll touch back on that. A fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. You know what that means? Keep your mouth shut. Got that? If a ruler listens to falsehood, all his officials will be wicked. Yeah. The poor man and the oppressor meet together. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both. Right. I can't really explain that, huh? God gives sight and everybody reigns on the just and the unjust. If a king faithfully judges the poor, his throne will be established forever. Like that. They don't. They like to tax the poor now. 15. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. Right. Discipline your kids. Discipline your kids. When the wicked increase, transgression increases, but the righteous will look upon their downfall. There's a good hope we can all have, huh? because that's going on right now. The wicked's increasing, transgression's increasing, everybody's looking for the rapture, and it's close. 17, discipline your son, and he will give you rest. He will give you delight in your heart, right? Discipline your kids, your son. When there's no prophetic vision, the people cast off restraint. But blessed is he who keeps the law. People are discouraged. Yeah. There's no prophetic vision, people are discouraged. What's that say over here? Where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint. But blessed is he who keeps the law. Yes. And they were waiting, and it doesn't seem like there's any, You look at the sign, Jesus said to look at the signs, and, birth pangs, and it sure seems like we're there now. But behave. Wait on the Lord, they say. We'll highlight that just because we talked about it a little bit. By mere words, a servant is not disciplined, for though he understands, he will not respond. Right. You tell somebody, don't do that, your employee, you don't do that, and you have to give them a reason. Do you see a man who is hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Right? Keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut. Right? Whoever pampers his servant from childhood will in the end find him his heir. His heir is rendered is uncertain in the Hebrew. What's it say over here? If a man pampers the servant from youth, he will bring grief in the end. Bring grief in the end. So that says it differently. To find him his heir. You pamper your servant from childhood, and they're going to think, I'm part of the family. You owe me something when he's a servant. Okay? A man of wrath stirs up strife, and one given to anger causes much transgression. Right. I've all seen those angry people. They're just angry at everything. Screaming on soapboxes and stuff. These people that are throwing soup on priceless paintings and then standing there with t-shirts, saying just stop oil when 80% of the stuff on their very person is made from oil, so they're hypocrites. So, one's pride will bring him low, but he who is lowly in spirit will obtain honor. Right? It says be humble. Just be humble all the time. What's that say over here? A man's pride brings him low, but a man of lowly spirit gains honor. Right. Keep your mouth shut and be humble. The partner of a thief hates his own life. He hears the curse, but discloses nothing. Partner of a thief. The fear of man lays a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. Okay? Fear of man. Trust in the Lord. Okay. 26. Many seek the face of a ruler, but it is from the Lord that a man gets justice. Get it? And 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, but one whose way is straight is an abomination to the wicked. You got that? What's going on in politics right now? There are good people, and there are bad people. Right now, bad people are running things. Good people are trying to take over. And each one thinks the other one is an abomination. So, there you have it. That's Proverbs 29. Let's go over our highlights here. I highlighted 2. When the righteous increase, people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people groan. Yeah. You're going to have to explain that, huh? It's pretty much the way of the world. And we highlighted 4. By justice a king builds up the land, but he who exacts gifts tears it down. The Hebrew meaning here is uncertain. It says takes bribes or overcharges taxes, which means taking money from the people. Tears it down. Yeah. I always look for a ruler that when they get in power, they want to cut all the taxes, versus the one who wants to raise the taxes. Okay? Pretty easy to find out where a person or candidate stands. It's all over the internet. Just a little bit of research, and you know who you're dealing with. We highlighted 7. A righteous man knows the rights of the poor. A wicked man does not understand such knowledge. It doesn't say a rich person, it says a wicked man. Okay, what's that say over here? Yeah, it says a wicked have no such concern. There are rich people that do know the rights of the poor, but there are wicked people who don't care. Rich and poor. Stomp on everybody. And this one sounds like history. Scoffers set a city aflame, but the wise turn away wrath. So, I wasn't gonna. I was just gonna say about this. Scoffers set the city aflame, and you notice. Look at the political structure of all the cities that were set aflame back in 2020 versus the cities that didn't see any trouble. You'll notice all of the cities that were set aflame were of one political leaning, and the ones that weren't were of another political leaning. Just interesting how that happens. Verse 10. Bloodthirsty men hate one who is blameless and seek the life of the upright. Why do you think these good people have secret service? Bodyguards around them all the time. Okay. I highlighted 11. A fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. Right? Or his anger. A wise man keeps himself under control, it says in the NIV. Right? Keep yourself under control. And we highlighted 15. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. Right? Right? Discipline your kids. Don't leave them to their own, And we highlighted 16. When the wicked increase, transgression increases, but the righteous will look upon their downfall. We will see them fall, okay? Sooner or later, they all do. And we highlighted 18. Where there is no prophetic vision or revelation, people cast off restraint, or people are discouraged. But blessed is he who keeps the law. Right? We're in these times now. Okay, there's been no revelations, and we're all looking towards the Bible. What's going to happen, and there's so many signs there. And Jesus said, beware of the false prophets and false Christs, because they will come out of the woodwork now. Okay, especially now. Just keep the law, keep the word. Highlighted verse 20. Do you see a man who is hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Right. What does that say over here? Do you see a man who speaks in haste? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Right. Consider your words before you speak. Okay? Don't just blurt out stuff. Most people do. Heat of the moment, And we highlighted 23. One's pride will bring him low, but he who is lowly in spirit will obtain honor. Right? Don't be prideful. Okay, be humble. And we highlighted 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, but one whose way is straight is an abomination to the wicked. Right? The good hate the bad, and the bad hate the good. It's just like that. It's always been that way. So there's Proverbs 29 for January 29th. Stay tuned later for we're finishing up Genesis today, the last 2 chapters. And then after that, we'll be starting in Exodus. So stay tuned for that. It'll be out later on today. Until next time, remember, be humble. Know when to keep your mouth shut. Pray for stuff. See you next time.